kept seeing a car go into the water. All day they've been showing me reruns in my mind of Adventures with Purpose. VP's gonna find her in the Prosser Lake.
We have found Kylie Rodney's vehicle. Again, our search for Kylie at Prosser Creek Reservoir on August 21st at 10.
There are plenty of questions and very few answers after 4 students at the University of Idaho were found murdered in their off-campus house.
It's like if you look at Ted Bundy's eyes and you look at his eyes, they're the same. Maybe a little bit lighter. The one thing that I keep seeing is curls. So I don't know if he has curly hair or wavy hair, and that might be when it's grown out. I think he elongated, like his face might be a little bit longer. There's a reference to a pointier type nose. He honestly looks a lot like Ted Bundy, but like a jacked up Ted Bundy. Like not as handsome. I keep getting like a security guard or a badge. Like a Brian or something like that. It's because they are going to catch him. Because I'm seeing him in an orange jumpsuit. He wasn't as smart as he thought he was. Okay. He's probably going to go to jail for this eventually. I keep getting December.
The name Richard again.
I also get the name Rick. Damn name Allen is coming in again.
Jailed 50-year-old Richard Allen in connection with the double murder. Teen best friends Libby German and Abby Williams went hiking on a trail and never came home.
Done on November 20th, 2019 at 7:14 p.m. Quentin, but I'm seeing trash and I don't.
9:42 Wednesday morning. Quentin Simon's mom told 911 her little boy was gone.
I do keep hearing a trash truck though. Then I keep hearing the trash truck. It's almost, that's one thing I can't get rid of is the twisting of the trash bag. And so then I'm like, well, is he in the trash? Okay. Unfortunately, I hate to say that. I do hear landfill could be the...
Well, new tonight, a heartbreaking search underway in Georgia for a missing toddler. Police are sifting through trash at a landfill for the remains of 20-month-old Quentin Simon.
And I felt like he was going to be found. That was earlier in the day.
3-year-old boy found alive and in good health.
And I said, like, within 3 miles, but I'm not seeing him being hurt, and I'm not seeing someone coming up and getting him.
And I said, were you alone? Yes.
The main 2 things I keep getting is the wooded area and the shed.
Well, to take cover in that shed.
Late into the night to find.
I see him running to the woods. Oh, I keep getting a repeated image of him running to the woods. Okay. So maybe he decided he wanted to go play and then he kind of got lost in the woods. Be within 2 miles. I keep getting a reference to the edge of the woods. And so he's still alive because I'm not using him to get this information.
Right.
Around in the woods like I can't find my way out. I'm stuck. And I said he's in a bush.
Okay. I went across a field of grass. I came up on some woods. Sure enough, I went in the woods and about 100 feet from where I was at. I think he was in some stickers. There's a lot of stickers and all there.
Tonight in our Missing series, a case that we have heard a lot about from our viewers.
He wants to take me down the road to like a neighbor's house or something, like another farm. I also hear neighbor. He said he knows this guy. He knows him. And he's a neighbor. I don't know what the friends come in.
Suspect, 58-year-old James Brenner, who also happens to be Dylan's closest neighbor in the remote desert area of Lucin.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to an episode of the Psychic Sleuth. So, today we're going to be working on Crystal Rogers. I actually know nothing about this case, and I know a lot of people will be like, oh, well, now you're working on it now that they've arrested someone. I actually want to work on it a long time ago, a lot of times, but something always came up. Stayed away from the case. I know absolutely nothing about it. Even with everything released out, I've kind of stayed away from it. So I absolutely know nothing about the twists and turns of this case. I swear on that. So keep in mind that Spirit will bring in facts as part of a validation process as well. So before I get started explaining how I work, all the ways to support me are down below. There is a link to schedule. I am booked till January, February, but we are in November, so it's not that far away. I also have the platform group. That is November 9th. You can email me at thepsychicsleuth.com if you want to get into that. There are videos of the last platform reading that we did and examples of it on my underneath my videos on the Psychic Sleuth channel. There's also my book is down there on Amazon, my merchandise, and I'm still doing the keychains and stuff, but you have to be patient with that as that is taking me a lot longer than I wanted it to because I am still channeling spirit when I'm doing it. So I ask for people's patience on that. And I am caught up on questions except for a couple, so I'm still taking questions as well if people are interested in that. So all right. So for those of you that are new here and those of you that aren't, I always like to explain how I work. Information that comes in can be past, present, or future. It can be symbolic, not always literal the way that I see it, and have multiple meanings, numbers, months, things like that can have more than one meaning. Spirit will often reference my experiences, how I relate to things to try to explain what they're wanting to say. So they will use certain things that I can relate to or experiences that I've had or things that I've seen on like criminal channels and all that kind of stuff to try to explain it, because it is a telepathic communication, meaning that spirit usually mostly uses symbolism, pictures, visions, things like that, sometimes words, and they do talk, and I have to translate it the best that I can. I may perceive it correctly most of the time, and I may misperceive it sometimes. I try to perceive it the best way that I can, but I will just explain what I'm getting, and however it makes sense, it kind of makes sense. But I will throw out ideas on how it could possibly make sense sometimes, or what it usually means to me, because I do have certain symbols for things. And I only do that to try to get people to kind of think and understand maybe how spirit works. So also, again, in the link below, in the description box below is a link of interconnects and how like these readings work, because sometimes I do have interconnects and sometimes other cases may come in or things may come in around the case. So not everything that I get is directly related to the perp or the victim. It can be also connections and things in the area. So we want to keep that in mind. I do try to stay as focused as I can, but spirit does give what they give for a reason. So whatever doesn't make sense now, let's just hang on to it, because we never know why spirit's giving what they're giving. I just got to trust what I'm getting and letting you know that they always give it for a reason. So I ask people to respect spirit, respect what they give. And, we just got to trust in what we're getting. Learning that the hard way. Still working on that, as I am human and I do not know everything, and I will not know everything about a case, but I can only give you the parts that spirit will show me. And everything has timing, so they'll show me certain things in certain timing as well. So as I get information and it makes sense, Lizzie is going to come on and she's going to validate what she knows. Now, she does not need to know everything, okay? Because no one has time to sit here and search for hours on all the information. Plus, I'm the one getting the information and giving it to her. So you guys can research on your own time. She doesn't need to know everything. She's there to help the energy flow and go back and forth and be a sitter for someone that I am giving the reading to. It helps bounce the energy back and forth. Okay. Instead of just me sitting here fighting with my own mind, it helps. So I ask that you respect her. I ask that you respect spirit, and I ask that you respect this channel. If you can't do that, then this is not the channel for you. We try to stay a high vibration. We try to be kind to each other. And that is what this is about. This is about giving a voice to the voiceless, or voices that were taken, or their lives were taken, and letting them have the last word and letting them speak. So that's what this is about. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Viewer discretion is advised. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is not in any way factual information, but only psychic medium impressions. And again, I actually know nothing about this case, so this is definitely going in really, really blind. I try to live under a rock most of the time, so that if I ever come up on a case, I can work it, because I feel like knowing information actually kind of messes up the reading, because it comes in the form of thoughts at times, and we don't know if those thoughts are actually it's sometimes hard to tell if we already know information. So it's more validating if we don't know anything about the case. All right. So I'm going to bring Liz in and we'll get going.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're doing this at 12:28 a.m. So it is morning. Well, 3 for her.
Yeah, 3:30 here.
Yeah, because we talked for like an hour. It's really bad.
Yeah.
All right. We have a problem with that.
Yeah.
All right. I just scribble to kind of bring the information in and get my focus going. For those of you wondering what I'm doing. My pen is loud.
That's because you got that big heavy thing on the top.
It's freaking loud. It's weird. I just realized something. I got this today and I was thinking I wanted it for Crystal Rogers' case, and it's like reminds me of a crystal. It's
Yeah.
purple. I just thought that was so weird. It was like I wanted not to buy it because I wanted to save money, but then I couldn't leave it. And then I was like, oh, then who heard tonight? And there's a crystal in here.
It's like that dinosaur you had to buy for Quentin.
Yeah, like the dinosaur I had to buy for Quentin. I didn't even think about that till right now. But also, this is in kind of honor of my friend Pam, who I worked with for a couple years on cases, and she was always into the Crystal Rogers case and stuff. So every time I kind of think of Crystal, I kind of think of her because she talked about her a lot. So, all right. All right, I'm getting kind of hot all of a sudden. I hope this is a good reading. And I've got a major freaking headache. Like major. So sometimes it's just the energy coming in. I also feel really out of it for some reason, like disoriented.
Okay.
And my breathing is a little like I'm having a hard time breathing a little bit. Yeah. I'm feeling so hot. I'm feeling almost kind of sick with it in my head. Oh man. Okay. I'm just trying to bring her in a little bit. Sorry, it's taking a little bit of time.
No, you're fine.
I feel like the drain, like I feel drained all of a sudden too, just like whoosh out. So I hear the words mom and I don't know if were they like engaged or were they gonna get engaged at some point? Or she could be saying she wanted to be a wife at some point, but it doesn't necessarily be to him. And I keep hearing because I would just asked her, I was like, were they all with you? Like all with him, the guy, and she said different. Do you know if they had different fathers?
Different fathers.
Because she just said different fathers when I asked her that. I said, were they all with one? And she said different fathers. So I wonder if like she was ever engaged or wanted to be a wife or something, because she comes across like mom and wife. And I don't know if that's just maybe what she really wanted in life.
Okay.
My chest is hurting now. But I'm really getting a freaking really bad pain in the back of my head. So I don't know if that relates. I don't know if that relates to her passing. Yeah, I feel kind of out of it for some reason. She says the word stressed. So I don't know if that's like in her everyday life or the relationship was stressed, but I get the word stressed.
Okay.
So I don't know if she was like kind of stressed at the time of her disappearance, but I also want to kind of go into the relationship like it was also stressed.
Okay.
Okay. She says the words like manipulative narcissist, and so I want to relate that to her boyfriend. That's the only thing I do know is that he was arrested. That's the only thing I know. I don't know anything else. I don't know. She says he's a lunatic. I have a hard time keeping my eyes open all of a sudden. Sorry, it will start off slow and we will get more as I bring her in better, I hope. So she shows me because she was starting to go into like kind of what happened, but I want her to take me back because I like to find like more about the victims to make it like more validating and personal. She keeps showing me like her making lunches. So like making sandwiches for lunches. So
Okay.
I don't know if she's just saying that like this is how I was, like I like to make the the lunches for the kids for school. Like she's trying to show the kind of mom she was.
Okay.
Like I feel like she really did like being a mom. Like she really loved her kids a lot.
Okay.
Do we know if like there's an older boy?
There's two boys. One, they seem like they were the last born. Were the
Okay.
two boys? They seem like they're like on the like it
Right.
was the three girls, then a boy, then her youngest.
Because I keep wanting to go to the older boy. So the older boy of the two. I don't really know why. I don't really know why. She's I'm having a little bit of a hard time bringing her in, honestly.
Okay.
And I feel like I hear two, so I don't know if one of them was like around 2 when she went missing, or what that relates to. I don't know. I also get the number 8. I don't know if that relates to an age or the month of August or what. And I also
her youngest was 2 when she
okay.
disappeared.
Thank God. Now I got something that's right. Maybe I'm understanding her now. Okay. So that makes sense. It's a boy is like, or at least I don't know if it's both or just one with the jack rabbit that's I want to say
Okay.
jackass, but the one that's responsible.
Okay. And isn't it 8 years since she went missing?
I have no idea. I don't know. Like I
I
said, I
think
don't know anything.
Um,
I keep getting the name Jack, and I don't know where that's coming in at. So that might be first, middle, someone connected. I'm not sure. It won't stop until I say it. So
yeah, she went missing in 2015, so this July would be 8 years.
oh, okay. Well, what do you know? I got something else right. I'm having,
Yeah.
there's a reference to January as well. All right. And I see her like combing her girl's hair and like putting it into a ponytail. So
Okay.
I don't, again, she's just trying to show the kind of mom that she was, and it might even have something to do with the day that she went missing. I'm not really sure. But it's almost like I'm helping them get ready for school or something like that, like making their lunches, combing their hair, like that kind of thing.
Okay.
So I don't know if they had school that day, and there's like a reference to them going to school. That could be what she's getting at in what she's showing me. I don't know.
Okay.
Because I don't. Okay, now the vision she's showing me is like and this might be the night before or something, or it might just be how she was as a mom. But I see her like looking in on her kids as they're sleeping, like it's dark, and I'm cracking the door to look in on the kids as they're sleeping. So I don't know if that's again something she did every night or it's something she did the night before, if it has anything to do with the time she went missing. I don't know. Because I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
So okay, so she says the word rocky, like rocky relationship, rocky time during that time, prior to her disappearance. And I feel like he had help. I don't know why that's coming in randomly. I hear the family's twacked. Sorry. I don't. That's kind of like saying jacked up Ted, but I don't even use the word twacked, so I don't understand that. Okay. So it kind of makes me. There's a reference to paraphernalia at some point in the dude's family or on that side. It seems. That might be why she's saying twacked. I don't know, but
I know why she's saying twacked.
I mean, I just feel like there's someone with like crazy eyes that I keep seeing that's related to him. That's like a weird, like a crazy looking dude with like dark hair and
Oh,
like
shut up.
white eyes. Like he's like a creepy, like wide eyed dude. Like he's like twacked out, maybe. I don't know if he's like a brother or cousin or something like that, but he seems like he's related to the perp. And I keep seeing that dude. I don't know why she's showing me that dude, but was she supposed to meet someone somewhere at some point?
That I don't know, but the dude with the brown hair and the crazy eyes.
I've never said anybody had crazy eyes before, but they're like wide, like
Okay, well,
I think they're brown or something. Dark.
They're dark.
Yeah.
They're very very dark. Wait, I'm trying to find the image of him. Because I just want to see if this is the guy you're getting. If this is what he
More
looks.
likely his hair is kind of like straggy or pointed, or I don't know how to explain that. Like it has like points, straggy kind of. Like he looks like a user. Like
Is that the guy
twacked
you're
out.
seeing?
Yeah, that's twacked out guy. Who is he? I feel like he like I said, he's connected to the boyfriend in some way. Like he's either a brother, cousin, or friend, but he connect.
Well, he was recently arrested, but they will not give any details on his involvement.
I feel like he helped in some way.
The only thing they said is that he was arrested for conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with evidence, but there's no details on like the indictment.
Okay. Come on, girl, you gotta give it to me all at once. She's like giving me like bits and pieces like all over the place, and I'm trying to like I said, as we keep going, it should hopefully come in stronger. He's connected to that guy somehow. He's either a friend, or brother, cousin, something. He's directly connected to him. Because I feel like things were rocky or volatile at some point. That's where it's coming across at. And I don't know if it feels like she almost threatened to take the kids and leave.
Okay.
As part of the motive or something like that. But there's something about her going somewhere. I'm not sure where she went, but I keep seeing her get into a car and drive. So I don't know if that's that day or not. I don't know why she's showing me that. Like if she was supposed to go somewhere or she did go somewhere.
She was at his family's property like the day before she was reported missing. And then
So was she going there for a reason? I feel like she was going there for some kind of like reason. I don't know if she was going there to tell him something or break up with him, or it's like she keeps showing me her getting into a car and driving somewhere. So I mean that would make sense if she was driving to there.
Yeah, I'm not. All I know is that she was there with the youngest son, the son that she shares with him, and then I guess they went home. Yeah, and then the mother had reported her missing the next day, and then they found her car.
Okay, so she was in her car. So that's why she keeps showing me that she was in her car. That makes sense to me as far as the vision of her getting in the car and then them finding the car, if that makes sense. Okay. She says, I never left that property. I feel like there's some kind of argument over that 2-year-old. So the 2-year-old, he got dropped off at the house, right?
Supposedly, from what I read, is her, the 2-year-old, and the boyfriend were at the parents' property.
Yeah, but she was dropping him off or something of that sort. Like she's supposed to leave the kid with him or something.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't read that. I didn't see that. Maybe, possibly.
I mean, the kid was found, so he was okay. So I imagine, but that's why she's showing me the car, because her car was found. She wasn't found, but she was in her car before. You know what I mean? Like that's why she keeps showing it to me. I don't know. There's some kind of argument over that kid. Okay, so I feel like whatever happened to her happened on that property, happened at that house. And I feel like the family members know more than they let on. At least the male family members. I don't really know that much about the mom, but I hear covering. So I feel like she might be covering at some point. Like there's a story that was rehearsed about what happened. It's almost like, okay, so I keep seeing an argument happening outside.
Okay.
I don't know if that can be verified or not. All right. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Do you know if she was like going there for like, I know that she was taking the kid there, but was there like a party or something that was going on or a get together?
It didn't state, but it could have, because it was July 3rd, the last time she was seen. So it could have been like a 4th
Because
of
it
July
feels like
party.
there's like multiple people there. I hear ambushed. And I keep feeling like she's outside talking. It's like she's outside talking or arguing. I mean, it kind of looks like her boyfriend because he's a bigger guy. It's dark. It feels like it's dark. Like I can't really see too much. There's a reference to like a barn or a building or something that's like a barn, building, barn.
Okay.
And I keep seeing hay. I don't know why they're showing me this, if it's symbolic or literal or not. But I keep feeling like I'm whacked upside the head with a shovel.
Okay.
But it's enough to just kind of make me kind of fall forward onto the ground. Then I feel like there's arguing back and forth between two males. But this might be why my head was hurting so bad. I mean, it
Okay.
does make sense to what I was feeling with the back of the head.
Maybe you were getting hay because they were at his family's farm.
But I'm wondering if this happened like kind of by like a barn area with like, because I keep getting a reference to like I don't feel like I'm in the house. I feel like I'm outside and it's like dark, but you could see like maybe from like lights that are outside or whatever. Or
Okay.
because I keep getting a reference to it's kind of dark, but it kind of feels like that this was also kind of like a plan. Like I feel it comes across that she was leaving for some reason and or that she was done with the situation, or I also get something like she knew something. There's something that she knew that I feel like she confronted somebody about at some point. Like that's
Okay.
coming across. Like maybe something the family was involved in or something that she found out.
Okay.
I know it kind of sounds weird, but and I keep thinking I'm gonna screw this up because I feel like there's so many energies involved and it's all twists and turns and it's I'm having a hard time straightening it all out. But it's almost like after I just keep getting that repeated image of like I'm hit upside the head. But then there's like an argument between the two guys. So I want to say that the other guy was the one maybe I was seeing. And
Okay.
then the boyfriend, like both of those people. Because my ear's hurting too. Gosh. I hate when I question things. I really try not to. I really try not to, but sometimes things just seem so out of the realm that I'm just like, what? It's almost like I don't know. It's like I fall forward and I'm crawling kind of to try to get my bearings to get away. Like it didn't completely knock her out, but she's just this might be why I felt a little disoriented. And the other image I keep getting is I feel like it's her, the suspect, kind of like straddles her, and I don't know if he grabbed a rope or what he grabbed. I don't really know, but it's like I feel like I'm being choked from behind.
Okay.
Like I can see it. Like if someone were to be on my back and then I'm being, choked that way. Like that's what I keep seeing. It's just very weird because I've done a lot of readings and it's not anything I've ever seen before, so I'm questioning it. And the back of my head hurts really bad, like with all that. So, I mean, it would make sense, I guess, with the way that I actually feel as I'm seeing it. But I do feel like there was an argument at some point, but she says they're all involved. So it's almost like the whole family knows what happened. They're all involved. And that's the way that she's making me feel.
Okay. Well, the brother in October after she went missing was he was a police officer, and he was fired for interfering with the criminal investigation.
Yeah,
allegedly.
He tried to hide evidence or something. There's something with evidence there. That like
And then he had another friend, not the one with the crazy eyes that I showed you, for conspiracy. The other friend got 38 counts of perjury.
It's like a whole group of freaking people knows what happened.
And the grandmother pleaded like Fifth Amendment right.
But they're like grew up in this town, right?
Yeah, from
And
what I
and like are like known because it's like I hear like deep roots, and so I feel like that's kind of where like all this is coming from, kind of. Like, I don't know if Crystal has as deep roots as her, but I'm just wondering if like the family, doesn't have like deep roots there. And they also feel like there's something that involves like doing illegal stuff that I feel like it's possible that maybe Crystal found out about. But there is a reference to that.
Okay.
I've never seen that type of like what I was getting as far as what happened to her, and so it makes me question it because that's something I've never seen before. But that's just what I'm being shown. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of now all of a sudden she's showing me like everybody standing around her body. Like, what are we gonna do now? Like, they all know. The mom knows, the grandma knows, everybody freaking knows. Because it's like they went in and told him or something, or I don't know if this is symbolic or not, but she literally shows me like everybody looking down at her body, like trying to come up with a plan on what to do.
Okay.
It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen, and it might be symbolic, but it's almost like, I don't know, maybe did they not like her? It's almost like the mom. I keep getting the females don't care. Like they're almost relieved or happy about it or something. Like, I don't get like any. It's more like they protect the boys or protect the family, protect the family's name. Like they don't have like respect for her for some reason. That's the way that it comes in. So every time that I've like people have asked me about this case in the past, I kept getting fire. And then like Pammy's telling me, well, someone did own like a crematorium or something that they knew. But the way that I'm seeing it now, it's almost like they got I hear they got real creative. They got like creative on what they were going to do. I keep picking up that stupid barn or some kind of building that's like a barn. Like that's where it happened at. Because that won't go away. It was like she was talking to someone and then she was blindsided. Like that's how it comes across. And they both took part in it. Like one hit her and the other one did the rest. That's the way that it comes across.
Okay.
I keep getting a creak for some reason. But do you know if this farm has like a lot of acres to it?
That I do not know, but it seems like they have like quite some property, like between the farm, the grandmothers, the mothers.
Do you also know if they have like an ATV or something like that on the property? Because I keep hearing. I don't know why. I don't know why they would. Why I would hear that. I just keep hearing a loud motor. It kind of reminds me of like ATV or tractor or something like that. I hear 9th. I don't know what that means. I'm just gonna say it. And it's like after that happened, then a plan went into place. So it's like, okay, you go get rid of her car and make it look like this. You go do this and make it look like this. Like it was almost like it was a group effort, is what I'm hearing, of the plan that went into place. I see someone driving her car somewhere, and wiping off the steering wheel afterwards and making the tire go flat somehow. I don't know. You know, I kind of get like, if there was no puncture wounds, it's almost like, you know how like you can stick something into the tire thing and let the air out. It's like that. Like someone did something like that to it, to make it look like she had a flat tire. She's on the side of the road and something happened to her when she walked off, or someone took her from her. Like that's what they wanted to make it look like. Like they wanted to, and I feel like it was probably on the way home, but kind of far away from the property to take the suspicion away from them. And then there's a story that comes into play. It's like, now we're covering our tracks. We planned this. I don't know if they planned it exactly, but they planned for it to happen. But now we've got to put a plan into play on how to cover our tracks and make it look like something that it's not.
Okay. And her car was found after her mom reported her missing. It was found with her keys and I think wallet and stuff still in it.
They just drove it off and left it and made it look like, you know, I had car trouble and something happened to me. That's how it comes across. So I'm just wondering how many acres they have, because it's almost like, I also keep getting like plastic, like, you know, that hard or that thick plastic, not hard, thick plastic that like people use for painting and stuff. It's almost like that. And I feel like I'm being rolled into that. No, she's closing the lid of a trunk. I'm putting the back of a trunk.
245 acre property.
I wonder if they searched all that, because I almost feel like do you know if there's a creek by there? I keep picking up like a creek, and it might be like a place where water just flows through sometimes. It might not be, you know, sometimes like sometimes it's dry and then sometimes water runs through it, but I don't know if it's a creek or a river. It's just flowing water of some sort. I think it's a creek because it doesn't seem like it's really deep or anything like that.
Okay.
I keep seeing it, but what I keep seeing is like fields and stuff. And then there's a wooded area.
Okay.
And what I keep seeing is a road too that I would get on like from their property, and I would go, and I don't know if like this is like the edge of their property or I think they wanted to go out of like the search area.
There is woods.
Is it like at the edge of their property? Is it like fields and stuff and then it goes into woods?
It just seems like it's like a big like open farmland, and then there's
that's what I keep getting woods. Like that's why I keep seeing like fields are open, or like there's not anything there, like tall grass, whatever. It's like I keep seeing that, and then I get to the woods, and I keep seeing a creek at some point. There's a creek or flowing water around there. It's not like, it doesn't seem like it's big. Like they keep showing me like little bit of water like going over rocks, like if it rains or something, you know, there's a little passageway for a creek. I keep getting that.
Okay.
So sometimes you might have to, when you take the map, and change it to the thing where it shows like the lines of water, because you can't really see it sometimes on the.
I could have sworn I saw like a pond somewhere, but
I know the only other thing I do know is they did check the pond. I don't think she's in the pond. I don't think she's in water. I think they. So the way that it comes across is there's an area that they know about, and I keep getting woods for some reason. Like the woods keep coming in, but it's almost like it's past the property, like, or past an area where you would have the fields that don't really have anything in them, or tall grass or whatever. And then I keep getting like the grasses, like, or I keep seeing like brown weeds or grass or something like that, like a light brown. Like that's the kind of what I keep seeing. Like it's kind of tall. I keep getting reference to that, but then like if you keep going, you know, you hit like the edge of the woods and then you hit some woods. Like that's the way it comes up. And then there's a road on this side, and then if I go that way, I want to say there's like a creek. That's the way that it's coming in. I feel like I was wrapped up in a piece of the thick plastic, put into the trunk of a car, and driven out there. But the thing is it's almost like there's a couple people there and they're digging a hole, but the sand seems soft. So I don't know if it's like, you know, here's the woods and maybe there's another area out there where they're like softer sand.
Okay.
What I keep seeing, and it's gonna sound really weird. I lost her picture. Hold on. What I keep seeing, and it's gonna sound really weird, is I keep seeing, like, you know how sometimes people have like these people like this, like the I don't even know what you want to call them. They have like an area where like they go to drink or do other things, and there's like they might have like an old couch out there. Like I keep getting a reference to that type of area with like an old couch.
Okay.
I do not know how that makes sense, but she keeps showing me an area like that with an old couch. Maybe they have bonfires or something. I don't know. But it's almost like she keeps referencing that there's a hole that's dug. She's put in it, gasoline's poured on her, and they've lit in a fire. That might be why I keep seeing fire every time I think of her. I always thought, oh yeah, they put her in the crematorium, she'll never be found. But it comes across as that's what she's showing me. Like, but it's like in an area where they like I think it's by the area with like this couch.
Okay.
Or like where people like, I don't know if they had like a hangout area. Like that's how it comes across, like a hangout area.
That might be on good possibility.
That might be like on the outskirts of like their property, you know, like a property, the woods, and then there's like a hangout area. I don't know if this is making sense because it's weird that I keep seeing a freaking couch in the middle of like by where there's it's almost like a clearing or something, but there's woods around it.
It makes sense to me because I know out here people do that. You
but
know
I
what
don't
I
know
mean?
why they would put her anywhere where like they could be connected to, and I don't maybe people don't know about it. I don't know.
But those woods were searched. Somebody said that they searched those woods a couple of times, but they didn't know like if she was missed or.
But I've seen that before on what do you call it? There's this on Psychic Detectives. The psychic sent them to the woods. They checked it twice with dogs, did not find her. And he led them to the body, and it was exactly where they were. The dogs missed them. They missed them everything. I've seen 2 different episodes where they've checked and then they found her later on.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not saying she's exactly in the woods, but what I'm trying to go like this is like directions.
Okay.
So it's like the property, woods, and then there's a place where they hang out at. Okay. Or I don't even know if they hang out there. I just know there's a reference to like a random couch.
Okay.
I've never gotten anything like that before, but I feel like I don't understand why she's showing me a random couch just like sitting out there. But it kind of reminds me of like a place where people hang out, go drink, do whatever. And like that's what I keep getting. And there's like a random old couch that's there.
Okay.
That someone moved out there to do that. So wherever that may be, if people know these people, that's kind of where I would look. But I keep getting like it's almost like here's the property, here's the woods, and then if she takes me and she keeps going, it's like there's a hangout place. And I also I don't like really know where the mountains come in at, but I keep seeing like mountains kind of like in the distance or kind of close by. There's a reference to mountains as well. Like I guess if you were to keep going, you would hit some mountains or area like that.
Okay.
But the odd thing is like they show me this the two guys that go and do this. Like he didn't do it alone. Like
Okay.
she made me feel like he had help from the beginning. And even the disposal, it's like I keep getting shovels going into softer dirt. Like the dirt is like a softer it just feels soft. I don't know how to explain it. It feel like it seems really soft or feels really soft. Like I can see it and they're digging in it. But it's like almost like, after they roll her in. She shows me they roll her in and then they have gasoline, they pour it and then they light it. And then I don't know how long they stayed out there for. But that's what she shows me.
So sad.
I mean, this is one of the more brutal readings that I've seen. And I'm even not describing everything. I'm only giving you guys what she shows me, and it's before I say it, I make sure it repeats.
Yeah.
Well, it's not my mind because sometimes, our minds can run away. And if it repeats and doesn't change, I know that it's her, not my mind. And a lot of people say, "Oh, have confidence. Oh, listen, blah 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 blah," but they're not in my head. Like they don't understand how hard this can be to kind of decipher things and go with what you're getting when it seems like there's not really, you don't know if what you're getting, the evidence is going to back up or what. There's a lot of pressure to get it right, so I don't think people get that. So there's a reference to also, did her dad go out looking for her? And was he searching for her or something? And was there a reference to like a hunting area?
I know her mom did. I don't know if her dad went, but her dad did go hunting with one of her sons and never made it back.
That's what I mean. Was he like in a hunting area or going to a hunting area? Because there's a reference to okay, I feel like there's something that he knew too, but it's almost like he knew I don't know if he was getting too close to her body or it's in a reference to her. And I keep getting a hunting area and I keep seeing people. It's almost like he was being followed or something. It's weird. It's like makes me wonder if he was really close to her in that hunting area. Like he was going to stumble up on her. Because it's almost like he was close or knew too much or something of that effect. And he was asking a lot of questions. And
Okay.
I keep seeing guys in like orange hunting vests, and that might just be to tell me it's a hunting area or they were pretending to be hunters. But he was shot, right?
He was.
It wasn't an accident.
Well, it's something you say that. Oh, and I got the chills. The brother, who is the cop that lost his job, they tested, I guess a gun was found. I don't know. They tested it. 4 out of the 5 ballistics testing they did matched
Him?
to, yes. And
That's where I was headed. I was going to say I was being reminded of the cop.
And I guess the brother allegedly purchased it under like a false name.
Yeah, that's where I was going. I was headed to the cop. He must really love his brother. See, I'm telling you, there's some shady. There's something with drugs or something that's going on in that family. I don't know if they're distributing or something. It's really freaking shady. But I was going in the direction to that dude. I was just getting ready to say it before you did, but that's the thing is, they wanted to make it look like a hunting accident or he was in a hunting area or something like that. But the thing was, is I think yes, he went to a hunting area with her son. But I think he like had an idea of where she was, and I'd like to know where he was shot at because I feel like he was in the right direction or a roundabout area from his own. Like I feel like he was investigating this, and he knew stuff. I even think he knew that this cop was shady because this cop comes across as shady, doing shady things with like criminals in the area, you know.
Okay.
Whether it be like taking money from them to, you see on movies like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like when there's a dirty cop, it's like that kind of stuff. And so this was nothing to him really, but the dad knew a lot. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like there's some kind of notes that he wrote or something that he had somewhere about what he had found out, what he had known. But he knew like about this family, and he knew that they had done something to her, and I feel like he was really close.
Okay.
Like that's the way it's coming in at. And I also feel like she was really close to her dad, and maybe she even told him some things about that she found out about this family. And so that's when like, because I feel like she also found out some stuff. Maybe she was like, oh, I'm in a little too deep over my head kind of thing.
Okay.
And they're taking me to another vision of them like beating up a guy. So there might be like I see the guy like on the ground and they're kicking him and stuff. So there might be something more like I don't even when I say like she found out about something, there's a reference to that. So I don't know if maybe she knew. I don't really know. It's like they're switching from the dad to that. So maybe Crystal knew something about like the stuff they were into and whatnot. It does feel kind of like a lover's quarrel over the son a little bit, but it feels like more than that. It feels like this family is deeply rooted. This family is into a lot of shady stuff. The cop is into a lot of shady stuff that's involved in the family. And so this was like to protect the whole secret thing, like all the secrets. I don't know why I just kind of got reminded of like the show Yellowstone. Not that they're cowboys, but you know how there's like a lot of shady stuff on that show.
Yeah.
I only seen bits and pieces of it. My aunt's a lover.
I don't watch it. My mom does.
My aunt loves that show. Like, oh, she's watched the same episodes over and over and over again. But it's almost like the kind of like shady stuff that. And I know they're not all cowboys, but it did happen on a farm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I mean, his family's kind of, I mean, they're rich and they're deeply rooted. It might be something. I'm not saying it's exactly like it. It's just the reference.
Yeah.
Like there's twists and turns and a lot of shady stuff that's never going to come out about this family, the whole situation and all of that. Like, I feel like, did they bring the FBI in on this?
Yes.
Because I heard FBI and they had to, because that department's shady. The guy is shady and there's other people in that department are shady. It all goes to whatever like they're dealing in. Because I feel like there's some stuff being dealt in that. Like
now you see why I didn't want to do this.
Yeah. But I find it interesting that they like. I didn't know the whole thing about the dad being in a hunting thing, so that's very validating to me. I know that they thought that it might be involved, but that's all I knew. But for him to be like in a hunting area and me wanting to go to the cop, sucks that you said it before I did. But
Sorry.
I was thinking, he's the one with the guns, is what I was thinking, or the one that would be wanting to shoot. The others seem like they're hands on. Like I don't. It doesn't come across that Crystal was shy. The way that it's very more hands-on,
physical.
Physical kind of thing. I just heard only cowards shoot. So, but it's almost like I don't know if he was pretending to hunt and he was actually searching for her. Like it kind of comes across that way.
Okay.
So wherever I'd be curious of where he was.
He had one of her sons with him. Now I don't know.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. He could have said the son we're going hunting, but he went to the specific area because it's where he was led to in regards to what he thought. You know what I mean? Like it's a cover. It's just a cover story, but he didn't think he was in danger or he wouldn't have done it and taken the son. And it's
I
crazy.
don't think it was the son that she had with him because his son was only 2, so it has to be probably
The older one.
The older one.
Yeah. I hear 5. I know that that's how many kids she has, but I don't know if that was an age or not. Still seems young. I don't know.
But like you said, if he really wasn't hunting and
I think it was like a cover for where he was looking.
Yeah.
And I think that he had an idea, but that they were like following him because I feel like he knew some stuff or found out about some stuff and either told someone or had it somewhere or they were watching. There's some kind of reference to him getting too close to something. And it might be where Crystal was because of course they don't want Crystal found.
Yeah.
Like they went through a lot to make sure she's not found.
Yeah.
And I would just be curious where he was at, or where he was headed in regards to this. I just think it's interesting that I was getting hunting, so that's validating to me because I didn't know that. I get letters written out, so I don't know what that means. I don't know if she had letters, he had letters. I don't really know. Someone's writing letters to this guy. I'm not sure. I also get the month of May. So just hang on to it. Nice catch. I'm trying to see if I can get any more. I mean, I feel like there's so much more involved with like these people and the area, like the people and like the stuff in the area that, oh no, it's all shady. But that's why maybe I was getting like brother and friend. Like I was seeing one of the dudes, but I was getting the brother because there's multiple people intertangled here and connected to this.
Yeah, because you have two friends and you have a brother, then you got a grandmother and a mother.
Well, it's like she's like I stepped into the wrong family.
Yeah, and
But
her dad was searching for her. The dad and the mom had actively been searching for the daughter and vowed not to give up until she was located.
Because I also feel like she was a daddy's girl, like they were close. It comes across that way too. Like she was really close with her family, but especially close with dad.
Okay.
So I think maybe him taking the son hunting was just like to make it look like that's what he was doing.
Okay.
Especially if he felt like he was being watched or something like that. But it's like, do you know if it was a rifle? Because what I see is I keep seeing the The orange vest and someone that's like got a hat on it, and then he's like aiming a rifle.
I had it. Wait, let me see if I did with that.
That poor kid. I mean, I didn't even think about that poor kid being with him. Stupid. I don't know who Jack was. I keep hearing that. I don't know why. Oh, my head just started hurting bad.
What's that? It says he was shot in the chest.
I'm guessing it's like a rifle or something like that. And it doesn't feel like it's a handgun.
Sold a rifle.
Yeah.
This is the firearm that was purchased from his brother. He was using a fake name when he sold the rifle.
Yeah. I feel like it was right. The way that she's showing me like him in the woods with the rifle, and he's all dressed like he's a hunter, and with a hat and everything. That's how I keep seeing it. But I kept wanting to go towards the cop because I just kept thinking about guns, cop, and then they were showing me like cop lights. So I was just trying to think, yeah. But see, it's all kind of like everything's connected to like keeping secrets and stuff like that. But I just be curious where it was because it's almost like he was looking for her or was close or he was getting too close to stuff. I feel like there's stuff that he knew, especially about the brother. Stuff
Yeah,
that
he
knew.
was hunting near Ed Brent Road, but it said that that was like a family property. I guess Tommy's family, her dad's. It says it happened right as he was about to go hunting on family property in Nelson County with his young grandson. He was killed November 19th, 2016.
I mean, he was too close or something. There's an area that he had been into or looked or something. I don't know. I just feel like he was too close. He knew too much. That's the way that it comes in. But see, then that means, unless it depends on where that area is too, I don't know. Because she makes me feel like he was close at some point. So I'd be curious at where he searched.
Well, they did search the woods, I guess, off the family's property. The mother said that was searched numerous times. So that could even be the woods maybe that you're seeing that he was close to.
No, he was like really close. He was too close for comfort in a lot of different ways, is what I just heard. And she says it's not fair that her kids have to grow up without her. She says it's just not fair. That he would take me from my kids. That's what she's saying. But she gives me the justice symbol. So there's going to be justice in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if it'll be for everybody, but like everybody involved, but there will be some justice done. And she keeps showing me cadaver dogs. So maybe there's going to be cadaver dogs taken to an area and maybe they'll find her. I don't know. She's shown, or cadaver dogs have been by her. It's one of the two, because I keep getting handlers walking cadaver dogs through with searching stuff on through the woods. So some woods somewhere. She's in the woods somewhere. Somewhere. I keep getting soft dirt.
Okay.
I don't know where in the woods there would be soft dirt, but there's something about the dirt that's significant that she keeps talking about, because I keep seeing it and feeling like it's really soft, and it might be like a lighter color, like I don't know how to explain
Like
it.
here, and I don't know. I mean, I was never to Kentucky. I don't know how their land is. But like I'm on acreage. So if you go past my property line into the woods, it is like a softer dirt. It's very shaded, not a lot of sun gets in there. You have some like natural springs, you have some runoff from like rainwater. We
See,
actually
that's what I'm seeing is like the runoff or the springs. Yeah, that makes sense.
and like we actually have like a creek in the back, but it's not like it's not supposed to be there. It's just from weather and over time and some natural springs and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But as you get further back, the ground is a lot softer than up. Like my yard is actually like kind of like all rock and mountain. But once you go back a little, even though there's still rock and mountain back, there is softer dirt. So I wonder if
So
it's
she,
almost kind of like that.
yeah. So she could be validating just that it is the woods, because there's something about the dirt being really soft. It's almost like it's a clearing type area. Again, that stupid couch is there. It could even be, I guess, like if it's not a place they hung out, like maybe a place where people dump off stuff, or there's just a random couch there. I don't know.
It could be a
It's
little bit
weird.
of both. I mean, I know
Mm.
here there's people that dump random stuff, and I know that, you know what I mean? Like there's
But she's
you
definitely in the
live in
woods
the country
somewhere.
like that, and there's
She's
not things around. That's what people do. They go in the woods, they have drinks, they start bonfires. So that would make sense.
She's definitely in the woods somewhere. That's definitely significant. And I don't know why fish is coming up. I don't know why I'm seeing fish or fish is coming up. I don't understand that. But I think she's validating the woods with the sand, with the way that the sand is.
Okay.
So either they've missed her, or it's a different part of woods. She's definitely in the woods.
Okay.
The way that it's coming in at. The way that it's coming in. The way that I'm getting it. But it's an area they know. All right. So the one thing that does keep coming in that I keep seeing is money for some reason. I don't know if that means, I don't really know what that means, but I keep seeing a reference to money. So I don't know if people have been paid off or.
He has a lot of money. Her boyfriend, like his bond is like 10 million, I think, or something like that. But he owns 3 businesses and 83 properties in Nelson County. And 66 of those are worth roughly 8.5 million alone.
So it is kind of like Yellowstone dude or something. Because, I mean, he's rich too. It makes you wonder what about one of those properties?
Yeah.
Or if they checked them all. I don't know. Okay.
So one thing that I wanted to validate with you, like you were saying about like things being written down and stuff like that. Now, I mean, it could be her father or whatnot, but there is a video recording and a transcript between the boyfriend and his sister that is sealed, and allegedly the family was illegally recording grand jury proceedings. They got caught doing that allegedly. So
yeah, they're freaking shysters. Okay, so we did some cards. So the first card is money may be involved. Additional evidence is at the crime scene. And contamination of DNA evidence may be influencing the case. And you're only supposed to pull 3 of those cards, but I wanted to pull one more for some reason. And I got victim or victims' family was familiar with the killer. So in this instance, it was good to pull 4 cards instead of 3. Then we have body dumped, random area, FBI, which I thought was interesting because that came in they might just solve it. That might be what that's about. Public area, but that could be not, I don't know, not private property, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how accurate these cards are. These are just to validate. In nature, knife or sharp objects, which I would take a shovel as that. But there could be more that happened. I only saw what I saw.
Yeah.
Murder, sibling, his sibling, fire. And then I pulled the father and gun together.
Oof.
So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
I don't know really how this reading was. It doesn't feel like it was that great, but I have to say I feel jacked up right now for some reason. So
yeah,
just from doing the reading, I don't know if it's just like she came in, drained my energy real quick and left, but I feel like I need to lay down. That's how I feel.
Yeah, you seem like you're
white. I don't feel right all of a sudden. So maybe I channeled more than I realized, but I had a hard time. I was kind of a hard time channeling her at first. Like it took a little bit for the energy to come in, and I feel like I misunderstood some things. But when she's like she wanted to get started about what happened to her and just skip over everything else. And when she started channeling that, it was a strong channel. But it's almost like she doesn't know how to not take my energy or something. Like I don't know, I just don't feel right. I'm burning up too all of a sudden. So I don't know. I hope that was helpful. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's a lot with this, I think. It could be why you're drained and stuff too,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel weird. But all right, guys, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, being here. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.